Hey people in YouTube land, Zach Hall back here with another update. We're going to look at taking notes in the Ruckman Reference Bible and just how really awesome this paper is. And really this is a video just in praise of, really Bible Baptist Bookstore for putting this edition out, and what a nice way they did it. I mean, they did it the right way, going through CBP, but also just to praise the Gold Leaf Enterprises, which is the same enterprise that binds CBP's Bible, so Brother to Know and all them. The paper in this Bible is absolutely amazing. And I really hope they start to use this type of paper in more editions of their Bibles that they put out, because you can just see here, like, of course the layout's from Bible Baptist Bookstore, but even in the light, there's not a lot of glare, which is what CBP is normally known for. You get that kind of sheen on the text, if you know what I'm talking about. But not only that, taking notes on this paper is like really easy. And I'm going to see if I can get my camera to focus here. But there we go. You can see there's tons of space to really take notes in this Bible, but once we flip this over, you can see there's no bleed through at all. And then here, the ghosting is really not that bad. I would say it's average, but it is really, really good paper. I mean, you can see, like, that's really not bad at all. And that's only because it's on the white space. For example, if you do an underline like this, and then you flip that over, you can't even really see the underline. You can kind of get it right there. A little bit. But, I mean, from where I'm sitting, I actually can barely see it with my naked eye. And, of course, the camera's going to bring that out. And that kind of doesn't help because this isn't line matched, but the text is so dark and so bold and crisp that it really doesn't bother when you're reading. That's another thing. The opacity of this paper is not that bad. Now, where there's white space, of course, you can see the letters and stuff. But where the text is, you really can't see anything, which makes for a really good reading experience. And I just want to show you guys one more spot where I took notes. Is the note section back here. Okay, this is the same paper they use in their the regular part of the Bible. It's the same Bible paper. Look at that. Now, of course, there is a map behind her, so it's not going to show as much. But, like, there is, like, almost next to, zero ghosting. This is awesome paper. Awesome paper. And you get 16 total pages, front and back, so I think it's 8 pages of notes. But I actually just wrote my vows to my wife out on this page. Because, if I'm going to pass this down to my kids later, I want them to kind of know. But these are my vows that I wrote out to her on our wedding day. And then also it's just good to have in here because I like to look at what I promised my wife and then just compare, just make sure that I'm doing what I promised the Lord and what I promised her. But, so yeah, I could put that back there. And now it's nice and neat and organized. And the ghosting's not bad. So, really, the paper in this thing is amazing. So, if that's something you worry about or are concerned about, I would say don't be. It's absolutely an amazing addition. So, very glad to have it. And as you can see, there's just tons of room to take notes. Even in the inner gutter, it's actually a solid inch. This might be like an inch and a quarter, probably. But, of course, when you get in the gutter, you lose about a quarter inch. So, there's probably a solid inch right here of actual writing space, which allows you to put a lot of stuff in. And, like, I write small, but you can see it's, just slightly smaller than the text of the Bible. So I like to make my notes, like, really readable because I don't want to... I did that in my Cambridge. I wrote some really tiny notes, and now I can't even read them. Here I accidentally marked the page, but that made it easier for me to put more notes in it. But so that's really cool. Underline with the... this is more of a brown color micron pen. And that's actually a lot better than the blue. So I'm going to see if the camera actually picks this up. I don't think it is. If someone sees it, let me know in the comments. I'm sure. Okay, so there, so it should be like right in here somewhere. I'm trying. Maybe I can see with my eye, but wow, no, I really can't see that. That is pretty cool. Okay, I can faintly see it now. Yeah, you can kind of see that brown right there at the end, and it kind of goes by. I can really barely see that even from here. So if you use like the brown color, just want you guys to know that I've used the brown color, so it barely shows up. Now, of course, if you write in the margin, it's going to show, but for underlining, that's a really good color. The only, it sticks out good enough against the black, and then when you flip it over, it doesn't show a lot through the text, so it's not going to bother you or bother me when I get into, John 13. Oops. If I get into John 13, that's not going to bother my reading experience at all. So that's pretty cool. I used red as well. I want to say this was a 01 micron pen. I think that was, because it looks a little bit thicker than this blue. The blue I used was an 005, of course, which is probably the most popular to take notes in. But you can see even with the 01, there's no bleeding in this column where I wrote the note. So that's awesome. And here's the bleed through. So you can see, and of course color is going to affect this. Red's pretty, going to show through a lot no matter what you do. But you can see even the 01 shows about as much as the 005. So even if you use the thicker pen, because I know some people like to use the 01 because it writes a little thicker, it feels more like a normal pen, so it allows you to control your writing a lot better. Sometimes the 05 is so tiny that you can lose control, or you can accidentally nick the page because you can't really see the tip of the pen. But you can see I used that, and then I underlined in red as well. So there's underlined Passover. So let's see if we can't see that on this side. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, right there. Okay. I can faintly see it. So if you get really close, you can see it right there. But if I get to about reading distance, which is right here, that's actually not really noticeable at all. So I can see it with my eye, but that's still not going to really affect my reading experience too bad. Although the red is definitely more noticeable than the brown. So you can see that goes right through the middle of these words. That's kind of distracting, but it's not too bad. So the brown works really the best, I would say, for highlighting. Another cool thing about the Ruckman Reference Bible, well, it could be cool to some people, maybe not to others. If you know, like the local church 427, the Noteless Schofield, where it like has no center column references. For some reason, Dr. Ruckman didn't put a lot of like center column references, which is cool because then you can put your own. And what I'm going to start doing is put my references in the center if I can, because then that saves room out here to actually just put actual notes. So this was all before I thought about this, which I don't regret it, but it's kind of like one of those things. I wish I would have known that before I did it. So I could have moved all these in here and then saved, room for commentary notes or something else. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on the paper, really just praise the paper, not even the edition, not even the Ruckman edition itself, but if CBP starts using this paper on their other Bibles, like I think about the one they just came out with, I don't know if the large print turquoise wide margin that they just came out with, I don't know if it has this paper, but if it does, that thing would be a super, super, super awesome wide margin for somebody. Because the turquoise font is so readable, it is so nice and clear, yet you get really good margins. And if the paper is the same, I can't even imagine. It'd be such a good reading experience, such a good writing experience. It'd just be awesome. So I want to give you guys an update about that. CBP is really stepping up their paper game. This really blew me away. Like when I got it, I expected it to be like the Common Man's Reference Bible, and the Common Man's Reference Bible has a lot of shine to the page. It is glossy paper. But this, while there's some shine, I'm really, I like to be honest with reviews. And like there, you could see maybe a little bit right there. But that's not enough to really distract you from reading the text. Now, sometimes in certain lighting, it's a little bit more shiny than others. Like, for example, right now it's daytime, so you can kind of see the light coming through. That really helps with the reading experience, because at nighttime, if it's straight light on the page, then I can see a little bit more of a glare. But right now, there's like none whatsoever. And when I bring this Bible to church, I don't have any glare on it either. So, really cool paper. I give it 100% thumbs up for CBP. Great job, guys. Keep up the great paper quality. I know it's been improving ever since, and I should do a video on that because I have an old 355, and that to me even though I loved that Bible to death and I carried it with me for a long time, that had the shiniest paper I've ever seen in my life. It was like, I mean, if you were in the right light, you couldn't even read the text. It was that shiny. And then they came out with a newer type of paper when they did the Cameo wide margin from CBP, and that paper is really good, still shiny, but it's definitely a lot more opaque, it's a lot more thicker, easier to write on. But this paper takes it to the next round because it's just as thick as a Cameo paper, but it has less shine. And I'm telling you, like, if they continue this, they're going to get into the same, level of Cambridge and R.L. Allen. So I'm excited to see what they do there. But I want to give you guys an update. Thank you guys for watching, commenting. Thank you for your questions and then just your support. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.